So first things first, this is just going to be a more casual video, like no script, no editing really. We're just going to be predicting the Bengals record, weeks 1 through 18. I said in my video about division winners, I don't think the Bengals have enough to win the division, but could they make the playoffs? Let's find out. I think maybe 10 wins would probably get them in, but I feel a lot more comfortable with 11. Let's see if they get 11. First of all, we'll start week 1 at the Browns with Joe Flacco. They named as their starter. They had a good draft, but they're not really a good team. However, that doesn't matter because in week 1, as we've seen for the past 3 years and really since 2021, Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor like to troll in week 1. So I'm through getting my hopes up for week 1 against weak opponents because it doesn't matter. They'll find a way to lose. Joe Flacco could throw 3 picks and they'll still win the game 16-10 or something like that because even though the Bengals played their starters for the first quarter of the first 2 preseason games, I just don't see them coming out hot. I just can't see it. I physically can't see it. However, while they lose week 1, I'm going to give them week 2. They're opening in orange. I really want that to work out. I think they have a better team than the Jaguars, even though I did predict the Jaguars to win their division. I think they'll win against the Jaguars in week 2. It'll be a close game, though. Definitely a close game. I'm kind of predicting a shootout because, Bengals defense, even if we sign Justin Simmons, I mean, I feel like our roster is pretty much finalized right now. We might sign Justin Simmons, I've seen, but Dalton Reisner, we got Trey Hendrickson. We're extended for the year. We got Noah Fant. I think our offense is going to be better this year. Defense probably hover around the same, maybe a little bit better if the rookies step up. I think this will be a shootout. Trevor Lawrence will probably go off, but I do think the Bengals will come out on top. Next week, we're going to Minnesota for, what was that, the 3rd straight year? No. I don't think we played them last year, but we played them a lot since Burrow and Chase have been here. This is the first time we're playing in Minnesota with Burrow and Chase. So this should be interesting. I'm going to give it to the Bengals. Not too sold on J.J. McCarthy. I'm not saying he'll be bad, but he didn't play at all his rookie year because he had the ACL tear. It's week 3. Still an adjustment period. I think he'll struggle a bit, even against this defense, and I think the Bengals will come out on top. Next week, we're going to the Broncos with reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Pat Surtain. Last year, the Bengals won in overtime, of course, with a 3-touchdown performance by T. Higgins. I think the Broncos' defense only got better, and their offense, if they didn't stay the same, they got better. I like their running back room now more than I did last year with J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. No, I get they let go of Audric Estime, and I really liked Audric Estime, but I guess they felt the RB room was good enough. And now, of course, the Eagles got Audric Estime. But that should make a big difference. I don't think he would be playing that much. I just want to mention Audric Estime because I was big on him coming out of college. Either way, I'm giving the Bengals an L here. They start off 2-2. And then the next week, Lions come to Cincy for the first time since 2017, I think. Yeah, in 2021 we played them, but it was in Detroit. So they're coming to Cincy now, and I'm going to give it to the Lions. Just too good of a team. They don't have everyone on IR like they did last year. So I think they'll beat the Bengals. And, of course, as we know, Bengals start out slow. This one, I was originally predicting a win for the Bengals. I'm a little more cautious now because they just added Micah Parsons, as we all saw. Jerry, I don't know what he's doing over there. I mean, I guess, Micah Parsons would play. They might as well get some for him, but I was not sure about that trade. I mean, I get it. Micah Parsons wasn't going to play. I don't think he would have anyways. And maybe the Packers would overpay a little bit. $47 million a year is a lot, but at the same time, it's Micah Parsons. Still, I'm going to be going to that game with my cousin, who is a Packers fan. So I'm going to give us a win, just because I don't want to hear him brag to me. Now, I'm worried about this 3-week stretch of games. It doesn't look like much on the schedule, but the Bengals love a good trap game, specifically losing a good trap game. One of these 3 games, I guarantee you they will drop one of these 3 games. Like I was worried about this section, I'm worried about this section too, but the Bengals love fucking up a good trap game. I think they beat not the Bengals. I think they beat the Steelers at home. And one of these two they'll lose. I think they can handle the Jets. And realistically, they should be able to handle the Bears. But Bears have always had our number. They beat us back in 2021 as well, and they weren't even good that year. Not to mention, again, trap game. Bengals love losing a good trap game. Bengals go ahead into the bye 5-4, which they've done before. 2021, they were 5-4 heading into the bye. 2022, they were 5-4 heading into the bye, and I believe even in 2023 they were 5-4 heading into the bye. Because I'm pretty sure all those 3 years they had a Week 10 bye. We opened up at Pittsburgh. I think the Bengals do get the sweep this year. It's been a while since we've done that. I think the last time we did that was 2021 because they beat us in the home opener in 2022 when Burrow threw 3 picks. 4 picks. They beat us in 2023 twice, both with Jake Browning. And then last year, they beat us in the game at home, but we beat them in Pittsburgh to round out the season. This year, I think we get the sweep on them. Then we get the Patriots, and since we're not playing them in week 1, I'll give us the win. I do think the Patriots will improve from last year, but I don't see them as a... I can see them as a fringe playoff seed, kind of like I see the Bengals now. I think they'll be like fighting for that 7th spot. But then again, there are still a lot of questions, a lot of things aside. I know their wide receiver room is a little iffy. Stephon Diggs coming off an ACL tear. Javon Baker and got cut. It just seems like their 2 picks last year didn't pan out that well. But moving on, in Baltimore, and yeah, I'm just going to give those 2 losses. If we come out of this 3-game stretch 1 and 2, I'll be happy because that is a tough 3-game stretch. And I'm pretty sure the Baltimore game is a Thursday night, and I don't know why they keep giving us games in Baltimore on Thursday night. I guess they just want to see me, but I'm not. I'm thinking we're gonna three-peat the other way around, which means lose 3 in a row in Baltimore on Thursday night. Lamar Jackson just had Burrow's number. Well, I know it's not a 1v1, but when the Bengals have Burrow and the Ravens have Lamar Jackson, the Ravens have had their number. I think the Bengals only beat them once with Joe Burrow so far, so I don't think that changes here at Baltimore. A very tough place to play. And then next week we'll go into Buffalo with the reigning MVP, Josh Allen. I know the Bengals have beat Josh Allen these last few years with Joe Burrow. There was the first game, which of course was a DeMar Hamlin game, so that one didn't get finished. But then the game after that was in the playoffs, and then the game in 2023 they won. I think this time Josh Allen gets his revenge on the Bengals. He gets the win at, what's it called, Highmark? No, I think they changed the stadium. Either way, they get the win in Buffalo. And the Bengals actually come out, and they finally beat the Ravens for the first time since like 2022. They get the win over the Ravens at home. Late in the season, the Bengals start to heat up, especially when their backs are against the wall. At 7-6, their backs would be against the wall, I'd think. I mean, not as much as it has been when they're like 4-8 last year, but 7-6, you're not guaranteed a playoff spot. You're not that comfortable in the playoffs. You might even be in the hunt at 7-6 through 14 weeks. I think with their back against the wall, they get the win here. And next week in Miami, I'm giving them the win as well. Miami they're bad off right now. It's just not looking good for them. I think the Bengals get the win, and I'm thinking easily. And then, of course, just like here, we have a stretch of trap games here. And I think the trap game comes right here against the Cardinals. I think they could really stun the Bengals at home, leaving the Bengals 9-7. And I think they'd be in like a win and end situation here. So they play their starters week 18, and I think they sweep. And I think they didn't sweep the Browns because they lose week 1. But they start and end the season with the Browns, and this time they get the win, sneaking in the playoffs at like 7-6. I know they didn't really. I say they improved marginally from last year, but mostly I'm saying that they make the playoffs this year is because most of the games they lost last year were one-score games. If you flip just a couple of those results, they're in the playoffs. So I think this year they clean it up a bit, and they have a new defensive coordinator. We don't know how good he is yet. I know they look bad in the preseason, but they weren't. It's the preseason. It's not the be-all and end-all. I mean, the Browns went 3-0 in the preseason, or 4-0 in preseason when they went 0-16. So I do have a lot of faith in Al Golden to, and not fix the defense, but make it better than it was last year. Nothing against Lou Anarumo, but I just like that Al Golden trusts his rookies more. Lou Anarumo was more of a plain veterans guy, and even if those veterans were washed or terrible, like Nick Scott over Jordan Battle in that first year, or 2024 Von Bell over Jordan Battle last year. So yeah, I'm going the Bengals 10-7. They make the playoffs. Really squeak into there. It won't be anything easy, and maybe a little biased because I am a Bengals fan, but I think they'll get it this year.